How's it going, everybody? So we're back talking some more of the Wheel of Time Season 3. Unfortunately, we only have 2 episodes left for the season after this, and while I always enjoy talking about this show, Episode 6 is one of the contenders for me personally as far as my favorite episodes of the season. Because depending on the storyline, it's a real roller coaster. One moment, I'm emotional, then I'm vibing in Tenchiko, then I'm scared. To start things off, something that I've greatly appreciated about Season 3, regardless of her mainly being an antagonistic presence, is the ways that Liandrin has been fleshed out, honing in on rounding out her character, along with all of her aspirations. Opening with this intense flashback to her early life imprisoned in Tenchiko, brutally killing her captors, and walking the streets, tattered, bloody, holding her screaming child and ignored by everyone until Ishamil comes along and offers assistance. Plus the added detail here having Liandrin sitting underneath the shackled man statue, given the significance of it because it's the crux of the race in Tenchiko to see which between Liandrin and the Black Aja, or Nynaeve, Elaine, Mat, and Min can find and gather all the different bracelets and collars. And as all this stuff is going on, you have Moghedien unassumingly lurking in the shadows, being her usual creepy self. Quality, I must say, she does a fantastic job of doing. By now, I've spoken at length how much this character creeps me out, yet the series finds more ways to unsettle me. For example, when she finds out which of them is working with Robin and brutally kills them after discovering Liandrin's plans. Out of all the different storylines in Episode 6, the one revolving around Tenchiko was the major standout for me. This one gave me something I did not expect from my fantasy show, and that's a little bit of a detective Ocean 11's type style vibe. Everybody's dressing up in veiled disguises, gathering intel in the city, each of them filling a different role in this operation. Sequences like these, this is where I feel like Matt's charm shines the brightest. All of that charm and personality makes it all the more funny later that the guy he was chatting up ends up finding the bracelet for him. Nynaeve is one of my favorite characters, and this might just be slow progress. We are making some good steps in the right direction for her. Oftentimes she's wound up pretty tight, so we're seeing her loosen up a little bit, have a bit of fun, crack a joke or two with Min. Nothing substantial yet, but it's something. I need some positives here for Nynaeve. What I wasn't expecting at all while in Tenchiko was Mat running into all people Thom Merrilin. It feels like it's been quite a while since we've seen him in the show, but he fits right in seamlessly. Thom's greatest contribution to the episode for me had to be his role in causing Elaine to sing a song to essentially save her life thanks to these rowdy folks starting to make threats believing that she's royalty. You know, being a royal figure and all, it's probably not the best idea to go out in the open in these stealth missions. I was so glad this all happened because I was with everybody else having an absolute ball listening to The Hills of Tenchiko. Currently, I'm manifesting that this song ends up on Spotify or streaming platforms at the very least because I will stream this song every single day if I have to. Out of everyone this episode, Lanfear was the one that was going crazy as far as hopping between various different storylines, playing sides in all these different conflicts. One moment she's confronting Liandrin, giving her an ultimatum, then heading over to Moiraine to continue keeping Egwene away from Rand. On top of that, she tells Moiraine that she's sending Rand a surprise, and knowing Lanfear, I knew that was not going to be a good surprise. Then for good measure, like she's continuously doing in Season 3, she goes and tortures Egwene some more, chaining her up to a wheel and taunting her over what she saw between her and Rand. Speaking of Rand, they're only giving me small bits and pieces of them together, and Aviendha is forced to be around Rand. Nevertheless, I have been liking these small tidbits with Aviendha and Rand having these interactions. She even lets him make a fool of himself in front of the little girl because he touched her spear. If only I knew within this moment and the conversation Rand has with Moiraine, ominous things were quickly approaching. The all-around tone of this conversation between Rand and Moiraine, I would certainly describe as ominous. Clearly, as we saw up to this point, Moiraine is rattled from the mixture of the things that she saw in those trials and the power that she felt from the Sangreal. More so here, it's Rand's tone all around, and she asks him how he's able to handle so much power that feels so foreboding. The eerie nature in how he describes how he manages by refusing to submit to the power no matter how much it calls out to him, and everything starts shaking around him. Details like this have me incredibly concerned moving forward as Rand gets more powerful and keeps channeling and becoming more and more mad or unhinged. After their battle with the White Cloaks, it doesn't seem like anybody in the Two Rivers can catch a break here. Perrin's wounded and he can't even be healed because Alana's worse off than he is. And as if it wasn't bad enough to this point, the White Cloaks have to call in reinforcements, bringing in Trollocs and Padan Fain of all people. I hate this man. There's a lot of characters I don't like in this show, if I'm being honest. Padan Fain probably has to be towards the top of the list, if not the top 3. So with those Trollocs slowly creeping up, I'm getting very nervous for this big battle on the horizon in the Two Rivers. In the meantime, while it's not my favorite romance in the Wheel of Time or anything, I am liking the development between Perrin and Faile. By now, I'm starting to accept that the usual fashion it seems like within the Wheel of Time universe to better connect for your relationship is through trauma bonding. You learn that Faile left her mother because she refused to become a dark friend like she did, and her brother died in the process. And as we already knew, Perrin accidentally killed his wife back in season 1. So essentially, both of them have a pretty messed up backstory. Gotta be real, not for 1 second did I ever believe that this show would kill off Ilana. Considering we had that reveal that Matt's sisters can channel, so of course they can show up and be the crux for why Ilana can heal. Regardless of that though, this sequence, the beautiful visuals, the score while Ilana guides the two of them through channeling to heal her, I can't deny that it's pretty epic. One major detail I'm incredibly intrigued about moving forward is what seems to be the inevitable clash down the road between Liandrin and Moghedien, due to Liandrin making clear before she kills Naomi her desire to become a Forsaken, a revelation it did not seem like Moghedien was a big fan of when she learned about it. Plus she takes the bracelet Liandrin's looking for from Elaine and Nynaeve. Again, I gotta hand it to that random guy. I did not expect him to be able to go out there and find this bracelet for Matt. It's just a shame that it ended up being for nothing. Thanks to Moghedien swooping in, taking control of Elaine and Nynaeve, and getting all of the tea about the situation before she leaves. For as creepy as I find Moghedien, I've always enjoyed her approach and how different she is compared to a lot of the other Forsaken. She uses a lot more stealthy tactics instead of using brute force. Again though, it is so frustrating loving a character like Nynaeve, and the fact that she's blocked in situations like this. I'll give it to her, she really tried her hardest to push back against Moghedien, but this block she has, I am begging them, please, fix this as soon as possible. To this point, especially now that Egwene herself has seen Rand and Lanfear shacking up, the cracks truly are starting to show in what you'd call this relationship between Egwene and Rand. This point only feels further exacerbated when she goes and confronts Rand about what he's getting up to with Lanfear. Pretty clear, even though I like these characters a lot separately, them together, they just have very different desires and paths. I just don't feel like they have a good relationship. Even if I knew a surprise was coming at one point or another, Samael launching a sneak attack mid-argument was wild. Sequences like these get me so hyped. How could I not go crazy for double fire swords and Samael is using this giant magical hammer? I'm not sure whether or not Samael is just not a very powerful Forsaken. He caught Rand at a really bad time since he's a tad emotionally unstable, or a mixture of the two. Either way, it was pretty crazy seeing Rand unleash so much power and absolutely decimating Samael so quickly. Had the events of the episode stopped there, it would have been great, but they had to go and finish this episode with an event that emotionally broke me. The realization Alcera, that little girl, was in the rubble and died because of all this. I was completely distraught. Doesn't help either seeing Rand break, realizing that she died. As painful as all this stuff is, I think it is a great moment for Rand, considering he believes with how powerful he is, he can break the rules, do the unthinkable, and try and bring her back to life with his powers, only to have that revelation, even though he is incredibly powerful, he isn't able to disturb the natural order of life or death in these kind of situations, and that's something he has to accept. It pains me that we only have 2 more episodes of season 3 after this. These 8-episode seasons truly fly by. Let me know down below though, how'd you feel about episode 6 of season 3 of The Wheel of Time? Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? Thank you guys, as always, for checking out videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure to like on the video and also subscribe to the channel so you're up to date with reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Till next time, I'll see you guys later.